Okay, perfect, dude. Perfect. Today, we're here with one of my clients, one of my favorite clients. Matt, we've been working together for a long time. It's kind of gone past a business relationship, honestly. We've been working together for so long. Um, Today, what we're talking about really is just how we've killed it in the past since we started working together. And that's the real reason you're here today, honestly, just talking about the great work we've done, your experience working together, where you started, and kind of going through that journey together. So I kind of want to hand the floor to you. Do you want to do a quick little introduction about yourself?
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, my name is Matthew Coppola, also known as Miami Trades, and I've been making content probably since like last year of going into like February. And during that time, I had like a little bit of a following around 3.7K followers, and I didn't really think much of it. I was just kind of posting videos just for my own sake, just content just to like document my trading journey. And that's when Declan reached out to me saying, "Hey, I have an opportunity for you. We can be partners in this, and we can really grow this business to the level where it is now." So, I was really thankful for him. He's been an amazing partner throughout everything. We've accomplished a lot. We've also been through a lot together. And I think you're probably one of the best people to happen and change my life in terms of viewing what could be done in trading and business and everything and every other aspect. You're an amazing person. You have such a good skill sets. You're very communicative. You're very relatable as a person. You have amazing sales skill sets. You're an overall well-rounded person in what you do. And I couldn't ask for anyone better in this partnership, man.
I appreciate the kind words. Do you mind kind of taking people what it is specifically you do and what we've kind of been working on for the past few months?
Yeah, man. So I'm basically a day trader. So I trade the futures markets such as NASDAQ and the S&P 500. So, I've been doing this for around, I'll say 3 years now. And, around like the 2 year mark is when I was starting to get a lot better at it. My skill set got a lot better. So I was able to get the skill of actually trading properly and correctly. And, having now that skill to teach to other people is something that I've learned along the way. Also in the beginning, I wasn't very used to teaching people how to trade, but as I kept doing it, and then you helped me also solve a lot of problems. And overall, I made a big change for helping other people in the industry.
Absolutely, man. Can you kind of take those who are watching what your business looked like when we were starting off? I know you kind of mentioned follower count. We started working together when you had, I think, like 1,700, 2,000 followers or something close to that.
Yeah, yeah. So around, I would say maybe it was around like March of last year. Yeah, we had like around 1,700 followers, and at its peak, I was able to get around 3.7K followers. So in that kind of time period between, I'll say like March and then going into the summer is when it was like the peak moments of what we're able to do. So I'm not sure if you want to discuss numbers and stuff like that, what we did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can go through. Kind of just take us through. Were you making any money at all when we first started working together?
Yeah, so I mean, right before I wasn't making anything. I was just posting content, obviously, and you did everything. You put the process in place. We put the funnel, everything. You're constantly DMing people on my page, putting in a ton of work, getting people on calls, and then obviously booking them and closing them. And I didn't really expect what with my follower base what we were able to do. We're able to get around 50K in revenue just off 3.7K followers, which I didn't really expect at all. I thought it was going to take a lot more growth on my personal page to really get any sort of success like that, that we were able to get. So it was pretty surprising. And, we really put our skill set in place. You did your job fantastically, and we were able to grow very nicely. And, now we have our mentorship and we're able to build it out. We're now teaching more students. I plan to grow this with you going into the next few years now. So.
Absolutely, dude. When we were first starting out, I know that was a big thing, right? You weren't really making any money. Can you kind of take us what that shift was like to go from making zero money to like 50K cash collected in around 90 days?
Yeah, it was definitely a big mindset change. It showed me that there's actually like opportunity in like online business. I'll say like I'm already trading, so I had the idea of making money like online, just watching money fluctuating on my screen. But I didn't realize that my skill set in trading can actually be something I can transfer to other people, and that can be something that it's a valuable skill to learn. So just being able to see how I can make money off already a skill set that I have was very cool to see, and it kind of changed my mindset of what I could accomplish in my life and how I can grow going to the future in this.
Yeah, definitely. How effortless was the sales process for you, right? Can you kind of take them through what it was
Yeah.
like where you just kind of wake up and kind of take us through what that process was like?
Yeah, so obviously I just was the content creator. So I was the trader, the content creator, and you were everything to do with the back end of the business. So you did sales, you had all the funnels running, you had all the back end, you're running everything, you're hiring people to like for say example for setters, you're organizing everything for me. You made everything very easy. You're a very good leader. You're very motivating to me. You show me the ropes and everything like that. So, help me a lot.
Perfect, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So that first month, right? I think we signed around 9 clients, right? So that was around 17K in revenue. That first month, what was it like? Kind of just coming home and seeing your bank balance. You're getting big checks in the mail, really.
Yeah, so when I first saw that first client, like, hey, we just closed it for this amount, I was like, oh wow, really? We just made some money off, a student that we had, and that kind of like surprised me going into it. And then as soon as he kept sending me those messages, hey, another person closed, I was like, wow, okay, we're
Yeah,
we're really doing this pretty quickly. So,
yeah.
and that was pretty surprising to see, and I was pretty. It was from the hard work that we did. I was able to post consistent content. You were doing your work. So even we're 50-50 in this. So you're putting your max effort, I was putting my max effort, and combined we're able to be a good partnership together and make money off this.
Absolutely. What were some of the biggest challenges you were kind of facing before working together?
Yeah, so I mean, more of like a challenge was just I wasn't really making anything. I was just posting social media just for my own self, just documenting my journey. So it wasn't necessarily like a challenge. It was more or less there wasn't really anything coming in. It was just I was just doing it just for its own sake. I wasn't really having any gain on it.
Absolutely. Through working together, what do you think helped make the biggest impact on your revenue? If you were going to label one thing that I did and that I kind of put together for you, what do you think it was?
I would say I'll say honestly, your work ethic and being able to stay consistent with helping find students, put them in the sales calls. Like I think that was the biggest part. Like honestly, I'm the one that got the followers. So I already had the people on my page, and you just simply acted upon that. You're in my DMs pretty much all day, texting people, typing people, seeing how we can help them. And, you did your job, you did your work, and then it ended up playing out. You got all those calls, you closed them. You're also very good in sales. So we had a high conversion rate in terms of that. And, we're able to do it very well and very successfully.
Absolutely. How did making this much money kind of change your life outside of the business?
Yeah, outside of the business, I personally have never really, I've been in school. So we started this right after I graduated from
Yeah,
high school. So it was my summer going to college, and it was very cool to see that at this young age, we have a very good possibility to make this much money from online. So it kind of like changed my whole perspective on how my life can be looking into the future. I already had trading as already a source of income, and having an online business like this is only can duplicate that and make me make more money into the future online. So, that was a very big mindset shift that I had in my life. I don't
absolutely,
have
dude.
to
Absolutely.
I don't have to go to a job. We already have this skill set. I personally have trading, you have your business skill set and everything you have. So being able to know that is pretty life changing.
Absolutely, dude. For the next year, what's the revenue goal? If you're going to break it down for a large revenue goal for the year and then kind of a monthly revenue goal as well, how much do you want to be making?
Yeah, large revenue goal. If things go to plan, I would like to see around 200K revenue for at least a year. I know we had our struggles now. My account got banned, so I lost all my follower base. So, being able to build that up and potentially grow this back to where it was plus a lot more. So I will say a good revenue goal could be potentially 200K based off of what we've done in the past. And for a monthly goal, it may be slow in the beginning just because I'm starting over my content again with my new page. But I really think is next month that we really push hard, we can definitely reach around 10K if we get some videos to pop off, we get good followers on my page, and we keep attacking people. And we're not attacking people like that, but you know what I mean? Like sending
Yeah,
messages, reaching out to
yeah.
people, and just growing my following. Then I definitely think we can get back to the numbers that we're hitting.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. If you were going to say one thing to someone who is thinking about working with me, my company, what would you say to them?
I'll just say, man, he's that you're probably the best in the space of what you do. You have all the skill set that's needed to be in the role that you are. You're the business role, you're the backend, you're like the CEO of the business. You come into the business and you run everything correctly. Not only do you have leadership, you have the sales skill set, you're very communicative, you're relatable, and you're just a good person to talk to with a lot of knowledge. You're a very smart person. So being able to have a partner like that who can carry his own weight, it's super, super good to have in a business.
Absolutely, dude. Do you have any last things you kind of want to say?
I mean, not really much, I think we cover everything, like you're just,
Absolutely.
I mean, everything you do is good, man. Just keep it up. And we're really gonna grow this to the moon if we just keep putting our effort on our parts and we just keep putting the work, stay consistent. We're gonna grow very far. And whoever is looking to maybe be working with you and partner up with you, I just gotta say you're definitely gonna see results if you have some sort of following or whatever you do, and you need help in the kind of the back end of your business and finding people and closing people. Like, yeah, man, Declan is a fucking man for you to do that. So,
I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate your time today, Matt. Thanks.
of course, man, appreciate Declan.